Hey guys, Kevin here. This video will serve as a basic guide for the proper aiming and adjustment of your new headlights. Now, regardless if you have a Grand Marquis, a Crown Vic, a Marauder, or Town Car, and whether or not you have halos, demon eyes, or any other accent LEDs, the process for aiming of high and low beam functionality is going to be the exact same or similar enough that this video should help you breeze through it. Now, in this instance, you're going to need two different things: a headlight adjustment tool and a tape measure. So for the headlight adjustment tool, Ford or Motorcraft has their own tool specific for aiming the headlights, and that is where it screws or attaches to the back end of this bolt, and it's like a ratchet that will turn this headlight adjuster. Now, you don't have to go out and buy that tool. You can use a 4mm wrench or a 4mm socket and ratchet. In some cases, the ratchet will probably be a little bit tight, but there are ways to get it done. But this is the process and how to do that. Now, after your installation, you've already confirmed that the high and low beam are working properly. Now it's time to get them aimed. And there's two very important reasons why you're going to want to get that aimed. Number one, these headlights are very, very, very bright. And if you have them pointed upward in any way, you can seriously cause some issues on the road, and you definitely don't want to be that guy. Number two, you spent a lot of money on your headlights. There's no reason why you shouldn't want the most out of the dollar that you spent for these headlights. So let's make sure that they're properly aligned and you're getting all of the light output that you paid for. So let's get started with that. Now, what you're going to do is find yourself a level and flat parking lot or surface that is 20 to 25 feet away from a vertical surface. Once you pull up to your wall, you've already confirmed that you're 20 or 25 feet away from that wall. Take your tape measure and measure the distance from the center of the projector inside of the headlight to the ground. Now, I'm going to pause here for 1 second. I'm going to give you just rough fake numbers that I want you to use this process and adapt to your real world numbers that you measure on your own car in your instance. Nobody's car is going to be the same. That's why I'm not going to give you actual numbers. So use my fake numbers in this scenario to adapt to your actual measurements. So we've already measured from the center of the projector to the ground. And in this scenario, that measurement is 30 inches. Now, after you get that measurement, turn your headlights on, which I'm going to do right now. Okay, and you can see that we have a relatively wide beam pattern with a lower portion on the left, with a step in the middle, and it's a little higher on the right-hand side. Now, in your scenario, your beam pattern, because you're 25 feet away from the wall at this point, your beam pattern is going to be so much wider, and the step in the middle is going to be so much taller. I'm only about 2 feet from the curtain that I have hanging here, so this is not a good representation of what your beam pattern is going to look like in your real-world scenario, but it's a good enough example to get my point across. So we've already confirmed that we measure from the center of the projector to the ground. And in my case, in my scenario, it's 30 inches. Now, you're going to walk over to the wall with your light shining on the wall, and you're going to take your tape measure and measure right after the step, with the highest part of the beam pattern directly after the step, somewhere in this area here. You want this measurement to match this measurement. So if this is 30 inches, the maximum should be 30 inches. If this measures 26, the maximum of this should be 26. So the maximum of this measurement should be no higher than the measurement you took here. All right. Now, the actual real world adjustment will give you about 2 inches. So we've already determined our maximum. So in this case, it's 30 inches. The minimum should be somewhere right around 28. Now, again, in your instance, if it's 26, your minimum should be 24. Okay. Somewhere within those 2 inches is going to be the sweet spot. At this point, you're done. You drive the car, see how it looks on the road, watch the side mirrors, watch the rear view mirrors, watch oncoming traffic. Just get a good idea of where your beam pattern is located, and you want it to be, if you're following a car at proper following distance, the beam pattern should fall right within the license plate in most vehicles, in most cases, but everybody's different. Just kind of get an idea of what that looks like and make your adjustments from there. And that's it. At this point, you're done. Your headlights are ready to go. Enjoy actually being able to see at night. thank you again. I appreciate you. Take care of yourself.